Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Pokemon Competitive Battling Guide. Today we're going to be going into battles and we're going to be looking at what strategies we are going to be using and what we need to think about when battling opponents. So let's jump into battle with our team. So I could say right off the bat that the first thing that you want to be doing is you want to have a look at their team, right? Try to think about how you're going to counter them with your Pokemon, and try to think what type of move sets they might use. Of course, if you're new to competitive battling, that's going to be very difficult, but that's what you want to try and achieve when you get better at the game. As I can see right here, this Blastoise is a tank, most likely, Hextra is good sweeper, utility here, that's a definite tank. It could be all-out attacker, or sweeper, this could be a stacker, yeah, so just get a overall look on what the opponent team is bringing on the field. So, you want to try and think what he's going to start with. I think he's going to start with Aself, because they usually carry Stealth Rocks, and then I want to try and counter that, right? My best answer to that is my Beedrill. So we're going to start off with Beedrill, and he, as I predicted, goes for the Aself. Now we're going to Mega Evolve here. As you can see, I'm going to be faster once I Mega Evolve, because I have 400 speed. He just has 361 at max. Now we want to use U-turn, because I think if he might have a Focus Sash, and he's just going to stay in anyway and let me attack him. But that's not my problem. So I am glad to let him set up Stealth Rocks if I can lower him to 1 HP and take him out the next round. Okay, so he goes back, right? So basically what happened there is we gained a turn on him, and now we have the upper hand because we can choose what we want to go in against this Blissey, right? Now looking at his team, he has 1 Levitate, so I don't want to use Earthquake or anything. I can use Close Combat, but his Aself is Psychic, so that's not going to work very well. So instead, I might go into my Muk Alola, since he's very strong and might be able to take him out. So we're going to go off for the knockoff, hoping for a switch, but we'll see what happens. That knockoff is really good if he swaps out, because then I would cripple one of his opponent Pokemon. So, alright, he goes for the Reflect. He's going to set up, but there goes the Light Clay. That's too bad, because I don't want him to set up too much, so I'm going to go... Oh, that was unfortunate. But we're going to try and go for that. He probably goes into the Aself right now. So I want to try and trick him into doing so. Alright, he didn't, but he went for the counter. That's alright. Now, there's not a lot of things that is resistant to poison on his team, so I'm going to go for my Poison Jab here. That nearly took him out. Oh man, he's going to cripple us this time. This is really a weakness on my team, because I don't have any type of heal for status conditions. So this could be a challenge on my team, but I'm able to take the Blissey out, and I'm happy with that. So let's go back into the Rotom here, because he doesn't have too many threats against Rotom. I can use Volt Switch and get into a better position eventually. So yeah, I'm gonna use Volt Switch here. Okay, he actually does quite a bit of damage. But I'm gonna go into my Muk here. He probably has Thunder Wave as this guy too, because his team really relies on it, it seems. I want to use Knockoff, because it's super effective. And this guy is very powerful, so I'll be able to knock off Sock's item, which is good, because he has Choice Scarf, so that was really good. Now he's not faster than some of my other Pokemon here. Now, we could go into Latias, because Psychic type, and that Close Combat's not going to deal too much. Now he's basically forced to swap out, and I want to... Now the Reflect is off, so I'm going to use C-Power and hit him hard with this, because he's most likely going to swap out. Even if he does, it would be nice to get this guy out of the way. But this guy is basically toast already, so he should, yeah, he's going to swap. Or that's even better, getting this Haxorus off the field. But he has the Sash. So, alright, good. But that was weird. Like, usually if you swap into something that's just going to die to a dragon move, you, yeah. But the thing is, he could have thought that I was Choice Scarfed and would have used Psychic and therefore wouldn't be able to take out the Haxorus. But I guess he calculated wrong. So income his tank, and I can't really do anything, right? I'm a sweeper, he's a tank. I don't have any good moves against this Blastoise. He's just going to be setting up against me. So what we're going to do is, we could set up, but I'm trying to figure out if there's anything better I can do to him. And I think we could try and give him a burn. Yeah, he's that, oh man. That's not good. Alright, but, alright, let's see, how are we going to do this? They have, yeah, paralyzed us all. So, that Dracometer isn't going to do too much against this guy, but I have a feeling that's one of the only ways I can take him out. You know, I don't really, and one thing that you have to learn is, you could think that all your Pokemon is the same, has the same value in a game, but it really just depends on the situation, right? You want to see what Pokemon are left, and you want to understand which one of your Pokemon is the most important and has the most important role in order to win the battle. So we have a Blastoise, Aself, you know, a dark ground type. This guy could be a problem, but you want to basically see, how am I going to deal with this guy? And my answer to this guy probably will be like, yeah, actually, I'm not sure. Gliscor might be a way to deal with him, but it's going to be tough. We'll see. I'm going to have to go for this Dracometer just to deal some damage to him. I really don't know what I should do, so I just wanted to deal some damage there. This guy is a special attacker, so we're going to go into a special tank. I'm going to have to try Poison Jab because, and hope for that he doesn't burn us. And he didn't, so that was great. And I got the Poison Touch. Beautiful. So now I should be able to take him out, unless he has some sort of healing moves. I never used Blastoise Mega, so I don't know. But I've faced him before. Alright, unluckily we were burned, but we got rid of that Blastoise. Alright, so next one up is Sock. And we're just going to, yeah, go into our counter, which could be Gliscor. What's up, timer, so he doesn't use all day. But yeah, that's another thing. The timer is really good. You should use the timer to your advantage. It's really gonna help you out. So let's say you could also use the timer in order to trick your opponent. Let's say if I used a long time on this round, he would possibly think that I was going to switch out because I didn't know what to do. So that's another way you could trick your opponent into not switching, and they are going to use the wrong move, and you're going to be predicting them, and you're going to have a better, or you're going to get a free round basically. So I'm going to try and Toxic him. I hope he's not a Rester. Oh man. Okay, that didn't do very much. So we're just gonna go with Earthquake. Oh, I forgot about the Aself. Yeah, that happens. So I'm gonna try and Toxic this guy too. Problem is, this guy's not a special defender, so we should be a little careful when doing this. Alright, but I was pretty sure he wasn't gonna deal too much damage to us. Alright, so now I don't want to stay in with this guy because we have Dark type, so we could get a free turn. There we go, predicting that Psychic, get a free turn on his Toxic, and we basically don't have any use for this guy anymore because of the burn, and he just doesn't have any. Oh, that was great. If I can get that knockoff there, another item is off. That's really great. So this guy was, yeah, I could have used Pursuit, but my damage is just too low with this burn. So I'm gonna let him finish me off because I don't have any purpose of that Pokemon anymore. I'm sorry. Now I think I can deal with this Crocodile with my Gliscor. It's a little risky actually, but I'm gonna have to try this. To try and roost up. He goes for the Crunch. Alright, that's fine. If I now just Toxic him, I know this is a lot really stally, but it's my only way to win, right? I'll do whatever I need to do to win the game. So unless he has some way to heal his Pokemon, I think this is my win right here. I'm actually going to put Stealth Rocks up now. I didn't do that in the first few rounds of the game, and I know it's a little late now, but better late than never, right? Because since he is Toxic, his damage is going to drop more and more for every round. So what we want to be doing is he's going to be switching out in order to take less damage from Toxic, and that's why the Stealth Rocks comes in handy. But he's going to hope for, yeah, if he keeps up, he's not going to get a crit that's going to kill me, so I'm just going to keep on roosting. There's no way he's going to get me here. Yeah, he's just going to let him die. That's what he's doing right now. So we're just going to be at max health when the next Pokemon enters the stage. Alright, so in comes the Aself. Now I know that Aself could deal a lot of damage to my Gliscor. Therefore I'm going to swap out because I had lowered stats, but I know that that's for the defense. So I'm just going to stall some turns, letting that Toxic burn through him, so that we can have an easier time with my Gliscor. Hopefully land a few hits onto this Aself before it takes us out. We're going to try a quick attack even though my paralysis is here. That's why we're trying the quick attack, because I'm not sure if I can be faster. Just to land a hit on him, it would be great. Yeah, that's good enough, because I knew he was going to take me out in one hit there. Alright, and then the Gliscor, and now he should be really lucky if he's able to take me out here. But like that, he could have taken me out. That was, yeah. If that happens twice, then I will lose. But hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright, so I think... Alright, he has one more try on that crit. Yeah, alright, I think it's done. I don't think he has a chance anymore. Unless he has something really OP on that sock, I don't think he's gonna make it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna roost just in case he might stack up here. Alright, that doesn't work because I still gotta have the Toxic anyway. So I'm just gonna start using Earthquake to help with that damage, because I don't think he's gonna take me out in one hit. Alright, wow, we get a crit. So, and there he goes. He's over. It's over. Alright, so predicting the enemy is something that is one of the most important things about this game. So I want to show you one example here of a pretty good play on my part where I am able to predict him quite easily, but the result is basically gonna lead to him forfeiting pretty quickly. So I have my Togekiss here. This is a previous version of the same team where, as you know now, I have swapped out Togekiss for another Pokemon. I don't remember which one it was right now, but anyway. So I'm up against Gardevoir here. He swapped in his Gardevoir after I took out his Metagross. And now I am expecting him to use some sort of, right, I know this is a special attacker, so I'm swapping out, and I know he usually has Thunderbolt, so I swap out into my Muck, which I know is going to take any sort of special attack. See, and I take that really easily. Here, I know I can easily and freely just use that Will-O-Wisp, because he's going to have to swap out, and I will hit, or yeah, okay, I used the Poison Touch, but, I mean, Poison Jab, but I'm able to poison one of his dudes. And as you can see, looking at his team, when he has Gardevoir, none of these he has left likes being hit by a hard-hitting Poison Jab. And none of these attackers want to be poisoned as long as I have these tanks on my team. So Here I'm predicting an earthquake because I know that they have it, and I'm very weak to earthquake. So I go into my Rotom, and I am immune to it, and so there I win that round basically. And now I just use Will-O-Wisp at whatever he's swapping out into. And I know he's going to hit me with some sort of, he's grass type. It's very easy to know that he's going to hit me with a grass type or something. So I swap out, and he uses Toxic and lands on my Poison Muck, which is unaffected, and he forfeits. So many predictions can lead to frustration and lead to forfeits on the enemy team. Alright, I want to show you another example of prediction. So this is the same team you saw on the previous one. And I played really crappy the first part of the game, but I was able to really get back on him here. So what I did in here, I went out with Beedrill. Now, he swapped into Gliscor at the same time as I used Knockoff, so I was able to get off his item. And now I know that the Earthquake comes in, so I swap into my Rotom. He goes for the Earthquake, and now this is really great because you know that Gliscor is a ground type, as well as a flying type. But so I know that I cannot use Volt Switch on a Gliscor because he's unaffected by it. But I am predicting him to swap out because I know he's not going to stay against that Hydro Pump. So I am going for that Volt Switch anyway, see? Because I knew he was going to swap out, and now I have the upper hand on the game because I have the decision here. Now this is what I was talking about earlier with that combo with the Beedrill and the Rotom, where you can just swap back and forth between these Pokemon, because now I just use a U-turn and I can swap into my Rotom again, and because Rotom can easily tank that Wall Rain, and whatever he does I can just use that Volt Switch. In case he was to swap out, I would have gotten a great great turn in the game here. So alright, so that was it for part 3. And next time we're going to be looking at how you're going to improve your team.